Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, we are going to walk through the 3 biggest mistakes that I see online coaches make in January and how to avoid them so you can take advantage of probably what is one of the most profitable months on your calendar. So before we get into the good stuff, make sure that you actually get told about these videos when they happen. All right, so subscribe to the channel below, click the bell notification to click the bell icon to notify you. I don't do it at this early in the video usually. It's throwing me off.
I like you chucking this little CTA in.
I'm learning. But I'm going to walk through the 3 key things that I see every year where I see coaches and I'm like, no, mate, you were right there and you've just fumbled it. You fumbled the bag on the last day, on the biggest month of your career, and you fumbled the bag. And when I try and tell people this, like when they start to come out with it, nobody listens. So I want to preempt you putting all the work in and building all this stuff because it's not going to help. All right. Number 1, low ticket programs. Because people feel like they're going to get more attention, I can see why they may think running a low ticket program to a larger audience, okay, will help. They think, well, I'll drop my prices, I'll get more people in, and then they'll stay on longer. It doesn't happen. All right. From experience, it doesn't happen. What actually happens is you attract low quality clients. You attract the clients that have, maybe just got a bit of a kick of motivation just because it's January and everyone else is doing it, that are quickly going to drop off very, very soon. And you're actually going to spend time selling, talking to, and serving low quality clients. And the high quality clients are going to slip through the cracks. And you're actually going to miss out on people that could be potential amazing clients for you and help you grow your business for the rest of the year. Because they will go to coaches that have solid offers, that are tried and tested, that will do this already. Mistake number 1 would be, don't change your offer to don't change the way you deliver your program to capitalize on January. So if you are a high ticket coach and that's what you do, which what you should be, stick with your guns in Jan. Don't launch a random offer that you've got no experience or no background in running. I ran my business. Our business did multiple 6 figures through high ticket coaching. Actually, most of it was that. But we also had a very successful group program that lay underneath that. I'll tell you right now that I had a team of 6 and getting everything done in both programs was still a struggle then. So if you're a team of sub 6, I would highly recommend you sticking to one clear offer and one path forward, or else you're going to confuse your audience. And you don't want to do that because that's a bit of a death sentence, especially in January. So stick with your what should be high ticket program instead of going low ticket to try and capitalize on all the attention. Problem number 2 is trying to sell with absolutely zero pipeline in the works. So make sure that you build up a pipeline before you go in and sell. So if you've taken December off, probably wouldn't kick down the doors 1st of January and start trying to sling your program around at people. It's not going to go down very well. You need to spend at least 2 to 4 weeks building up that pipeline. I would say 4, to be honest with you. You are not going to miss out. There is plenty of people that are willing to sign up all across January, even into February, even into March. So if you have to push your program launch back until the end of January, so you can build up a proper pipeline, build up interest, get attention onto your profile, start talking about the way that you run your program and get people interested, do that. Okay. Launching your program in Jan is almost like a bit of an ace card that you've got to play at the right time. So either you've got to, spend December really building up this pipeline, then play it, or kind of get till, use January to do so. I always think of running a launch or running a hard sales campaign. It doesn't have to be a launch, so we'll use the word campaign. Running a sales campaign is almost like getting people off the fence into your program. However, for a campaign to be effective, you almost need to have people on the fence in the first place. And if you've not been putting the work in over December, you need to put the work into January to build up the people on that fence. And then you use whatever campaign that you're running to get them over the line and get them into your program. So that would be problem 2, is make sure you've got that pipeline in order to sell to. And that brings me on to problem number 3, which is the campaign itself. For most coaches, that'll be a launch. It may be an email campaign or something like that if you're a little bit more advanced. But you will run some sort of sales promotion. Everybody is running sales promotions in January, okay? From Dolly U trains people in the shed at home to Pure Gym, Gymshark, all the big players in the fitness industry. People are going to get absolutely drowned in fitness offers, which makes it even more important for your offer to stand out. Your offer has to be something that's clear, that has its own mechanism, that speaks directly to an audience. Because if you're talking about, I help people lose weight sustainably forever, you sound like everyone else. If I help men between 20 and 35 get in the shape of their life, you sound like everyone else. Okay? You have to work on that offer and make sure that you've got an audience with enough levels of depth. Okay? It has to be deep enough. You have to get that niche right. You've got an offer that speaks directly to that niche. You've got an offer that has unique mechanisms in it that your audience look at and go, oh my fucking God, that's specifically built for me and the problems that I have. And you have to have a clear and defined goal. It has to be something that people can touch and feel and really see in the mind. Not, I help people lose 10 pounds. I help people lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds, because a number doesn't mean anything. Can we play the Boyz II Men track? Age ain't nothing. It's not Boyz II Men. Oh my God, I nearly fucked up then with my R&B knowledge. It's Pretty Ricky. Ain't nothing but a number. It sounds a bit creepy, to be honest. If you listen back to it now, it's a bit strange. Age ain't nothing but a number. But numbers are irrelevant. Okay, it has to be a tangible result that people can almost see in the mind when you say it. And if you have those things, you've got a really compelling offer. Okay, you've got a program that will stand out. And then you look at like how to raise scarcity. You've obviously got global scarcity. So this means like things that are happening to everyone in your audience, and it's not really your business. It's kind of, just outside world. Lots of people are looking to sign up in January. You probably have a bottleneck in how many people you can sign up per week. If you don't have that, don't lie about it. But you can say, listen, we're extremely busy this time of year, which means that we'll only be able to take on 20 clients. We can onboard 5 clients a week before you have to wait for February. That's local and global, to be fair. The global point of it is interest is really high in January with everyone wanting to do their New Year's resolutions. And the local problem, the problem with your business is that because of the level of depth we go to within our onboarding, we can only onboard X amount of clients per week. So you may have to wait for your start date, or you may have to pay a deposit and come back in February. So that can be used for scarcity. Other global forms of scarcity could be if it's, something that you're planning to get on by summer. Clock's ticking, right? January, February, March, April, the beaver season. I don't know when a beaver season starts. I'm a bit old. I've only been once. People start thinking about summer holidays around that point. If you work with an extremely overweight audience, you need to be like, if you're going to get in shape this year, you need to start now, because it's going to be a 6-month process. Use global scarcity. Local scarcity can be things like we're, adding some bonus. This will come into the rest of the offer, but we're adding some bonuses, and we can only give these bonuses to X amount of people. We are currently running on our 2022 prices, and we're only able to offer this to 10 more clients before the prices go up. Again, you have to make that happen. If you do, you have to come forward with, people need to be like, listen, mate, I'm sorry, you're the 12th. The price has gone up, unfortunately. I think with your marketing, you have to have like a backbone with it. Like if you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. So those things you need to consider. Then you can look at things like your pricing plans. If you've got good margin in your products, and this is one of the reasons why high ticket coaching is so successful, is because you have wiggle room with shit like this, because you're high ticket, you have more margin, which means you have more to play with. You can allow people to do weekly payments because they might be a bit tight over January. They might not have all the money straight away. You can allow them to pay a deposit and then pay the rest in January, or pay out like a larger payment for Jan, Feb. You can mess around with that. You can graduate the payments up. So they might pay, say it's £1,000 for a 3-month program. They could pay 200 quid, which would be 400 quid, and then they could pay £600. Or you could bend the numbers around so you get the same price for the program. So you mess around with the payment plans. You can also offer things like Klarna, which you might not normally do, but you might do in January just to help people stem the tide of, the pricing. So you've got all of those things that you've got available to you. Make sure you use those and leverage those correctly. And then you've got, bonuses that you can add in. Like you could, again, if you've got margin, you can do small discounts. Don't ever discount your services. You can't discount your services if you're fucking selling at rock bottom. If you're selling at your rock bottom margin, then clearly you can't. But most people should have a very healthy margin where they can do little bits of discounts, especially to get the right people in, to get the people move fast, get people to move when we want them to move. You've got things like you could add extra time. We're offering a bonus that if you are not in beach ready shape, if you don't have abs by the end of the program, we'll continue to work with you until you do. That's almost like a guarantee as well. But there's loads of different things you can put in there. If you are struggling with doing that, our business builder will be in the link below. There's a whole section there on how to build out an offer that's much more well thought out and planned than I've kind of spat out on this YouTube video. But make sure that your offer is clear, because one of the biggest problem, scrap the other two, the biggest problem that I see with coaches not being able to sell their programs, not only in January, but at any point of the year, is the offer is weak. And if your offer is weak, you're either your lead gen's going to be poor or your price point is going to be really low to offset the fact that your lead gen is poor and you want to entice more people by having a lower price point. So those three things, if you get right in January and avoid those pitfalls, you will likely have the best January that you've ever had. Okay. Now, what would do massively for me, what would be really cool to see is you watch this video, you implement the advice that we've been given, and actually come back and give us some feedback on how your January went. Let us know in the comments below. You don't need to give numbers, like people don't need to say that, but you know, qualitative. How do you feel it went? How did it go compared to last January? How do you go compared to your expectations after implementing this advice? And then we can get back to you and maybe we can give you a little bit of help and point you in the right direction. Videos coming thick and fast now, 3 a week. So make sure, again, notify yourself with the bell and make sure you subscribe. We will be doing some sort of giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. We may be there by the time this video goes out. We might be there. If we are, then
we'll chuck something out.
Something will come out after this video. We won't do any kind of 1,000 subscriber giveaway until after this video anyway. So if we're not there, have a little check. Give us a couple of shares. Push us out to a couple of your colleagues and things like that. And I'll see you next time.